One sentence flipped the entire conversation.
OnlyFans is objectively bad in your eyes?
Yeah, for sure.
Not in my eyes, so it's not objective.
Just because you're wrong about something doesn't mean it's not.
That's convenient.
Listen, 2 + 2 = 4. You talk to a 3-year-old kid, he might think 2 + 2 = 5. That doesn't mean that we just throw our hands in the air and can't come to a conclusion.
There is a creator economy in OnlyFans with not only millions or 1.4 million girls participating, but even more millions of men. So
I want to ask the audience a quick question. Okay, for the guys in here, clap if you would want to see OnlyFans completely go away. Okay, wait.
Hold on. I don't want to embarrass you, Adam, but notice here. She said, "Do you want to see this like disgusting site go away?" And you clap if you want to do it. And you didn't clap. That makes you look like a weirdo. You should have clapped. You should have clapped.
This
Good morning, Owasso. This is the Twins with Owasso Live, and this is the Morning Loop. That was Michael Knowles' what's that called? Like after hours or like his bar?
Yeah.
I forget
After
what it
hours
is.
bar show.
Yeah, but it's actually a pretty decent show. But again, this is the first show in history that's completely like conservative. And there's not a bunch of, liberal commentators in it. Those are all fans of Michael Knowles, The Daily Wire, and they're clearly conservative. So there's a very right-leaning audience there. So any liberal that comes into that game show with Michael Knowles is literally there against a huge crowd of people that are going to be against them, obviously.
Yeah.
But that's how conservatives always are on every single liberal talk show that you've ever seen.
Yeah, Real Time with Bill Maher, anytime
You
CNN
switch.
has a show on there, anything
Correct.
like that, absolutely.
Yeah, like how come every single time like they go on these shows that they're always either booed or, like it's crazy. But regardless, they're talking about OnlyFans. We're talking about OnlyFans because the OnlyFans CEO just died recently. He was only 42 or 41 years old, and he died of cancer. And a lot of conservatives were celebrating this. I believe Matt Walsh is one of the famous ones that was kind of celebrating this at the time.
Yeah.
And but this guy, we literally have the history, his wiki pulled up. This was not a good person. And it's always strange to me that, this is one of those things, this is going to be one of those Groyper things, but it's always a strange thing to me that Jews defend pornography like free speech.
Yeah.
It's very strange. They call it freedom of expression.
Yeah.
And they always, even
Dennis
Prager was famous for defending
he defended
it.
child. Dennis Prager, of all people, defended child AI porn.
Yes.
Because it wasn't. And his argument was it wasn't real. Because it didn't matter. It wasn't real. It's simulating a perversion, a sexual perversion.
Correct.
And it's just like, what do you mean it's not real? It's simulating as realness to the person who's looking at it. And again, I guess their logic would be, well, it's better for them to deal in fantasy than to deal in reality. But again, what is that doing? You're feeding the beast. You're feeding the wicked temptation that you shouldn't be feeding. And it's like, oh, this might help them. It's like, no, it's not. Like, it's just going to be, it's just the next fix until they have to have the real thing.
Yes, correct. And that's just the weird thing about this, but we'll go ahead and I'll let you take the rails on this. It's a very short Wikipedia, so we'll just read the entire thing and you can get this guy's whole, at least the summary version of his life story. But this is he is a very scumbag guy, as you'll be able to learn from yourself.
Yeah.
So check this out. Corey, go ahead and just take it away.
This is someone who wanted money and fame, not actually to help people. So again, Leonid Radvinsky, was an American billionaire businessman and a majority owner of OnlyFans. Born in the Ukrainian SSR, Radvinsky was the founder of the cam site called My Free Cams, through this holding company, and then a majority owner of OnlyFans.
Now, I just want to pause it real quick. Isn't that a little bizarre that he was born in the Ukraine and it says that he's an American, billionaire? Yeah. It's like, isn't that so weird?
Because he made his billions in America and not the Ukraine.
So. Pretty much. But anyway, keep going.
Anyway, he had an estimated $4.7 billion at the time of his death. Radovinsky was born in Odessa, May 30th, 1982, to a Jewish family. I wonder why that's relevant.
Yeah.
His family later immigrated to Chicago when he was a child. He attended Glenbrook South High and then Northwest University with an economics degree. 1999, he was 17 years old. He helped incorporate Cybertania Inc., which is a website referral business. In the early 2000s, he developed more than 10 websites, such as Password Universe and Working Passes and Ultra Passes. Claimed they were there to advertise and provide users with illegal and hacked passwords to porn sites. So again, who do you think wants illegal access to porn sites? Young people. He's trying to give sites to porn websites to probably younger people. Like,
Correct.
why would you? Again, it's like you're an adult. I'm an adult. I can pay for my own porn. I can pay for my own pornography subscription if I wanted to do that, which I do not. I would never want to pay for a subservice like that. But again, if you're an adult, it's like, why would you need to do it? Again, this is obviously marketed to young people.
Yeah, it was clearly designed for teenagers that didn't want to sign up on the thing and use their parents' credit cards or whatever, so that way they didn't get caught. So this was obviously him getting other people's passwords, giving him their username and passwords, and logging in using their information and their credit card information. But yeah, keep going.
Anyway, and then again, if I just kept reading, porn pass sites where he earned money for every click, advertises more than 10,000 illegal preteen passwords. However, according to Forbes, there's not any evidence to suggest the site actually linked to illegal content. Sure. I mean, we all know porn is the gateway to all illegal activity.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, again, you have young girls who, like, this is why OnlyFans took off. It's like you have younger and younger women convincing younger girls, oh, if I could have started when I was younger, I'd have done it. You know what I mean? It's like, of course you would say that, wouldn't you?
Remember the episode we did not too long ago, Brand Army was an underage, girls doing basically OnlyFans, modeling.
I mean, again, this girl over here, the girl in the picture, she's the most famous and she's like a millionaire or billionaire.
Switch.
Content creator on there. If you see the cute girl in the OnlyFans picture the thumbnail, she got huge I think her name's Lana or something like that.
Yeah, something.
But she got huge backlash because she used to be on YouTube, and then of course she turned 18, went straight to OnlyFans, and people who followed all of her career on YouTube just hated on her for that. They go, the people who are actually her fans, who actually like their kids grew up watching her, like, what are you doing? Like, you're a role model to my kid, and now look at you.
Because she realized from all the creepy guys that were watching her content, she could make millions off of them, like buying pictures of her,
buying her underwear,
buying her clothes. I mean, I remember her. I think I remember an article about that saying, she would sell clothes, use clothes, and send pictures to these creepy old men. That's literally. I mean, remember, we've dated girls that have done stuff like that, and you're just like,
you
Jesus.
listen to me, you're like, you've done what?
Yeah. So,
are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like, girls, this is not something, if you're looking to get a future husband and you tell him these things, he's not going to be happy with you unless he's a creepazoid too. That's like, no, I want you to continue.
I'm into it.
Well, that too, I was going to say, like, he wants you to continue to do it so that way you make him money.
Yeah.
That's the only reason a guy would allow you to continue to do a job like that.
And again, this Radovinsky guy, I mean, he created this culture that this girl would want to grow up into.
Correct.
I mean, again, it's a sad chain of events, but I mean, this is the world we live in now. Yeah. This is the world we live in now, where, again, the best thing that most girls could do is jump into and become like this girl.
Well, and the only argument that we ever hear and even see on what's it called, whatever podcast, is you'll hear from all these women. It's just like, well, girls wouldn't do it if guys didn't want it. He goes, correct, but you don't have to do it. So the girl's logic is, oh, I'll just go ahead and do it anyway, so that way I can just take money from these losers. Well, I mean,
who always comes after it? It's they go, there's a demand for it, so I'll supply it. It's like, no, it's supply and demand. If you didn't take the pictures of yourself and sell them to people, there'd be no demand for it. Like, but again, they'll always see it from no, men have always wanted to see me naked, and it's like, yeah, but you create the supply of your pictures. Like, you don't have to do any of that stuff.
Correct.
But you're choosing to because you sell your soul for just sell your soul and you'll be a millionaire. But maybe.
But again, ladies, remember, your shelf life ends at 30.
Yeah.
Your shelf life ends at 30 in this type of career that you're getting into. Unless, of course, you're one of those lucky few girls that'll look young until you hit like 40.
Yeah.
But
But even then, it doesn't really matter because there's always a newer, younger, hotter version of you coming along.
Exactly.
And guess what? That newer, younger, hotter version of you could be your daughter one day.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, yeah. So now let me go back. So in 2018, he bought a 75% stake in OnlyFans. British founders Tim Stocky, and again, these guys actually didn't. The guys that founded it didn't create OnlyFans to be a degenerate pornography website. They did it to fund people's hobbies and habits. It used to just be, this guy wants to build boats. Like, you can fund him building a boat. You know, that's what it was meant to be initially. If it was a hobby website, it was I'm an artist. I want to paint, and if you want to see what my painting's going to look like, pay me.
Yeah,
you know?
comedians had OnlyFans originally too to try to get. It was basically Patreon.
But yeah, and then it became synonymous, and he saw that, since he comes from he created the Free Cams website, My Free Cams porn website. He just saw the potential. He goes, "This is what it is. It's just a better version of what I tried to do earlier in my career."
Well, it's the same thing that happened with what's that one? That's that one called. Good Lord, I just literally, I know, and I forgot its name just now. Give me a second. DeviantArt. DeviantArt was originally just a place for people to make their own like artwork, and stuff. And then you go to it now, it's basically a pseudo
AI point. It's
exactly.
AI porn.
And people, and some of the people who got their start on there, like drawing stuff and getting, making their own work, have complained about like, hey, DeviantArt, what are you guys doing? This is your website's turning into basically a
degenerate
website. But that's the thing, is like, that's for their bread and butter. The people who run that site know that is their bread and butter, and they won't get rid of it now. I mean, it's the same thing with OnlyFans.
It's what's driving traffic on their site.
Correct.
They know that. Again, it's like I remember DeviantArt being like, I remember seeing people like watching people's thumbnails on YouTube, like old school movie reviewers.
Yes,
that's who create. Like, they'd have people on DeviantArt create their thumbnail artwork
for them,
and I'd be like, oh, that's so cool. Like, you'd have like people doing Godzilla movie reviews, and they'd have them like a picture of them animated as a cartoon with like Godzilla walking around.
Yep, I remember.
That's so cool. But that's what it was initially meant for, and then then of course what sells? Sex sells. So again, it perverts it, pollutes what the initial purpose was. But again, so this guy took over, and sorry, I just want to read what his philanthropy is really quick. So in 2024, Radovinsky and his wife were public supporters and supporters of a $23 million grant program for cancer research. Well, of course, because he had cancer.
Yeah.
It's like, so noble of him.
2024, yeah. He didn't start doing this until he probably got diagnosed.
A gastrointestinal research. Yeah, so he was spending the exact kind of cancer he
died.
had. He donated $5 million to Ukraine Relief Fund as well as a cancer charity. So again, this is all, what do you call it? Nobody's a philanthropist until they're in need to be a philanthropist.
Yeah.
I mean, like, again, he waited very late in life to become a philanthropist. How noble of him.
Well, I mean, he died of cancer only just recently. So and it says 2024 is when he started doing this. I guarantee you he got diagnosed with cancer in 2024. Guaranteed.
Yep. And again, he was part of a pro-Israel lobbying group with AIPAC. So again,
so the Groypers are going to go crazy.
Yeah. So anyway, again, just not a good dude. Not a good dude. Funding Hopple things. What should I read this or not?
You can. I think people talk about like death, and just check it out. It's
OnlyFans owner Radovinsky was such a secretive recluse that he was dead from cancer for days before news ever reached the public. Insiders knew Radovinsky had been dealing with health issues for some time. While his passing was tragic, he left behind a company that was fully prepared and resilient. Bet. And Andy Bachman, CEO of Creators Inc., which works closely with adult content creators from the controversial site, his passing wasn't sudden. There was a lot of preparation he had. He passed away. He passed a few days before the media found out, so there was no interruption to the business. Of course, Radovinsky, who died following a long battle with cancer at age 43, made $7.4 billion in the porn by making porn mainstream. Oh, how nice of him! Thank you for doing that. And helping people post their most private moments on the internet for money. Yeah, that's well put, well said. But he also guarded about his own life. There's only one public photo of him. Wow. And the irony is with Leo that he built one of the most talked about platforms on the internet, and he lived a life that was incredibly quiet and very disciplined and rooted in faith and family. My ass, dude. Don't say that crap.
Well, but this is what the Groypers would talk about. Switch, by the way. This is what the Groypers would talk about. It's like, it doesn't matter. It matters that he led a devout life because, remember, nobody else is allowed to be Jewish. They're the chosen people. It's like the Goy, as the Groypers would say, you can let them do their heathenistic lifestyle stuff because it doesn't matter. They're not the chosen people. This is why the Nick Fuentes types would be all over this stuff, and why there is like a huge group of people that are celebrating his death right now. So, but remember, it's like these people aren't part of our religion, aren't our people, so we don't need to worry about them. What they do with their hedonistic lifestyle is fine. I just need to make sure that I'm living my lifestyle. So go ahead and finish this up.
Anyway, there's a picture of his wife. He is survived by his attorney and philanthropist wife, Yekaterina Katie Chedanovsky. Soapy Rain, so that's her, the girl that we were talking about earlier, Soapy Rain, and other top stars paid tribute for the millions that he helped them make, but said they never met or spoken to him. Again, of course, these trash girls, are paying thanks to their God, who was able to make the money. Again, this girl claims to be a Christian, and Liz, I mean, she's wearing there's a cross pendant in her pendant necklace right there, I mean, again, you think God's happy that you're helping other millions of men fornicate?
Yeah, this is how I convinced one of my friends that because he's one of those guys, one of our buddies. It's like he's a live and let live type fella. Switch, by the way.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't see an issue with women doing this type of stuff. And I said, and so I talked to him, but I was like, would you want your kids to do something like that? He's like, no, I would never want my kids to do something like that. But I don't see a problem with women wanting to do that. And I finally convinced him. I go, but the problem is it's a shortcut to an easy lifestyle. And if they meet this girl, like say this girl does completely reform, it's like the little stories you get from all the girls. They're like, I used to do pornography and now I'm a reborn again Christian. I go, that's great. That's awesome. I like to hear that. But at the same time is imagine a young girl just like her that kind of looks up to her going, I want to get this big mansion that you're living in, and that's the quickest, easiest path for me to do that. And I go, she's going to try to convince her not to do it, but she goes, but you've done this too. And like I said, that's the whole reason why once you, it's like what you find out, like when a church women's group finds out a past, like they start shunning them, then this happens to them every single time. It's because that's the reason why. It's like, we don't want our daughters to like start to idolize you.
Yeah.
For any reason whatsoever.
Again, I mean, the best way to judge somebody's future is by looking at their past. I mean, does it mean that you are condemned to your past? No, Jesus came and forgave you for that. But again, it doesn't mean that they want to have their kids involved in that conversation at some point. It's just an awkward conversation, because what happens when little Timmy, who's being raised by the OnlyFans mom, goes, yeah, my mom did some naughty things and made a lot of money. And then all the other kids are like, how'd you do that? And you're like, what's a naughty thing?
Even worse than that is like when they find out, it's like, again, they never really explain how these church group like of women find out. Somebody finds out. Yeah. And again, then those kids are going to find out because it's going to get gossiped out. Because that's the thing. The biggest sin that women have, and it's not just women, men do it too, but not nearly as bad as women, is gossip. Gossiping is a sin. And it's going to get gossiped. It's going to get talked about in the school somehow. Somehow a kid's going to find out about it. And then the child of that woman is going to be bullied relentlessly. And then what is the little joke that all those OnlyFans girls say on the whatever podcast? Well, my kid will cry in a Ferrari. Yeah. It's like, yeah, guess what? Your kid would rather have had a normal life of not being bullied than have a Ferrari.
Yeah. Again, imagine, some kid pulling up a video, even if it's it's an old video or whatever. It's like, look, here's Timmy's mom getting banged out by 5 dudes. Yeah, that's hilarious. Everyone laugh at Timmy.
Yeah, no.
I mean, it's coming. It's coming. I mean, how brazen. I mean, I remember being on Miami Beach with my wife when we were on vacation, and there was one of those planes flying by with the big old signs on it. It was a girls' OnlyFans. It was like going, scan this QR code on this this plane. You can take a look at my OnlyFans. I was like, are you kidding me right now?
But this is the other part too. It's just like what we talked about with you have a responsibility not to do porn just as much as guys have a responsibility not to watch.
Consume it, yeah.
It's the same thing there. It's like the pilot of that plane got paid money to do that.
Yep.
And he's just like, dude, like of all the jobs you could have accepted, why did you accept that one?
Yeah, probably.
There's probably hundreds of people that wouldn't mind doing, some type of
aerial advertising.
Exactly. But you did that one, and just like, You can. That's the thing. Is like you can turn down a job if it's not morally. If it's something that's making you question your morals, don't take the job.
Yeah.
Don't take the job. If it's something, somebody comes up to you offering you a job to do something, and you know for a fact that they are like a known scammer or a person that you are hesitant to do business with because they're not trustworthy, don't do business with them.
Yeah. I mean,
So
there's
it's the
there's
same
been
thing if
plenty
they're-
of people who I've talked to on the phone when I'm doing business with them, like going, yeah, I shouldn't tell you this, but I did this, and this, I'm just like, I'm going to hang up the phone now because I don't need your business.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, do I want this sale? Yes.
Yes.
But you're going to be a problem customer, and I don't want to deal with the repercussions of fallout with you whenever you do something that's not, financially or legally savvy.
Oh, and another thing too is like all phone calls. If you go anywhere now with AI, all your phone calls are recorded now. So if you admit to doing something, like, oh, this is what I did at my old insurance company or whatever, it's like you just said that over the phone. This phone
On a
call is
recorded
recorded
line,
on a
yeah.
recorded line. I have to end this conversation now. I can't take you as a customer.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm sure there's insurance agents that would do it. But
Yeah, absolutely.
it's like, not me. I'm not taking that risk. Go ahead, but keep going. And
We'll watch
this is
this, yeah.
Yeah. Now this is a spring breakers and like showing how we've gotten to this society. This is why raising your children is so important. That you teach them these things, is like to stay informed and educated and away from things that'll lead them to a hedonistic lifestyle. But again, this is also a thing to. I'll be honest with y'all. I did not give two craps about politics when I was in college. My focuses were my major. And unfortunately, it was girls, like majors and trying to meet girls.
And
that was the two things I was
weekends,
focused on.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
Fight in the Revolutionary War.
In the Revolutionary War?
It was, I don't know if this is right. I mean, it sounds so stupid. Was it the Spanish?
Wait, what are your majors?
Business? Biology.
Okay.
Elementary education.
Oh. What shape is the U.S. Pentagon building?
Isn't it just a square?
How many U.S. senators are there?
6, 7.
How many
at
amendments
least
are
the
in the
one
Bill of
says
Rights?
pause right there.
There's a lot.
Pause right
I
there.
know.
One girl said it right. She said 2 from each state. But now the next question we follow up. So how many senators are there? But I guarantee I don't know if she would have got that right. But
Yeah.
we'll see. But at least some girl said the correct answer.
Yeah.
I know 17.
Who did the colonists fight in the Revolutionary War?
I did restart.
No, this said
In the
revolution.
Revolutionary War?
It was, I don't know if this is right. I mean, it sounds so stupid. Was it the Spanish?
Oh, I thought she
Yeah,
said
no.
Civil War.
No,
Yeah,
no.
there's another one though. Isn't there another one? Click over. No. Down on that video, right there. Yeah.
Who won the Civil War?
Oh, shoot. It's East or West, right?
East
Well,
or
it's the
West?
Civil War, so it's the civilians versus whoever was in power.
How many justices are on the Supreme Court?
Justices. So, like when you say that, like you mean like the FBI?
Who is on the $100 bill?
Abraham Lincoln?
Nope.
Abraham Lincoln. Come on, bro.
That's the First Amendment. What's the second?
Right to vote?
Name 3 states that border Canada. We'll just do one per person.
Asia.
I didn't know Canada had a border.
Who won the Civil War?
Oh, shoot. It's
Golly.
Okay, it's
We're
bad.
cooked. This generation is cooked. But again, this is candid, like walking up to probably drunken high college kids. Again, and most kids who go to college and go on spring break aren't the smartest anyway.
Yep.
Like, I mean, the reason they're at spring break is because they went to college to meet people to go on to spring break with, not
Yes.
because they actually care
And
about being in
the
college.
other portion of this too is also getting randomly asked a question. When you're on the spot like that, you do have brain fart moments.
Yeah.
But again, like some of those questions are ridiculously easy. But I mean, I can't believe how ill-informed most of these kids are. But that's why I don't think cities teach. Everyone's like, oh, like education system, like, which again, I've talked to several teachers about this.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's like, oh, Oklahoma has the worst education system in the state. It's like,
compared to
but
what?
but compared to what? And two, I've talked to several teachers about this that have moved from state to state. There is no uniformed test. Did you know that? I even saw this. Like a lady was commenting about this on a thing that I saw not too long ago. She's like, I'm a teacher that came from several different states, and I am in Oklahoma now. And she's like, the SAT tests that we have in Oklahoma is one of the hardest exams she's ever seen. She goes, the one in Florida where she came from is not nearly as difficult. So it goes to tell you, it's like the standardized tests are not the same in every state. So again, they say we score lower tests. It's because Oklahoma has one of the harder exams in the nation.
Yeah.
And then 2, again, so compared to what? So we're comparing all these other states. And like I said, and again, I always ask, how is it that kids from like Baltimore and LA have like zero, what's it called? Are almost like what, like only like 5% efficient in math and like reading. How many kids did we know that came to TU? And I mean athletes. I am talking, athletes
Who couldn't
that
read.
couldn't read. They were straight up illiterate.
Yeah.
And like I remember talking to one of our friends that was a tutor there. He's like, yeah, dude, they're straight up illiterate. Like they can't read at a 4th grade level.
They can't read at a 3rd grade level
Yeah.
or 2nd grade level.
And it's absolutely insane. And so again, like I said, that's another problem that we have is like, you remember when athletes actually had to do something useful and actually had to learn and actually be able to pass tests to graduate. But anyway, we'll get to this next one now. Here's a teacher that's straight up like
Basically telling you she's a wolf in sheep's
Switch.
clothing.
Yeah, exactly. So check this out.
A teacher, government teacher, and she is an elementary school teacher.
What year did we get our independence?
17 something.
We're teachers.
I actually don't teach what's in our curriculum. I'm teaching children social studies that's not in our curriculum, teaching them things about how to be an anti-racist. I taught them about protesting. I taught them about Black Lives Matter. I taught them about Black Lives Matter.
So I was a 7th.
Now again, you wonder why we advocate like maybe you should homeschool your kids. Because there are teachers out there like that will, these are the ones that got caught during COVID because the parents could actually overhear what their kids were learning. The stay-at-home parents could actually hear what their kids were learning on their computers. And these women are still there. I mean, they're still teaching kids. They didn't get fired. Like, oh, I'm purposely teaching kids not what's in the history books or whatever. It's like, okay. I would be down with that because if you've ever learned the history books of history, I remember, you remember this, Corey, too? It was like, I couldn't wait to get to World War II in history.
Yeah.
You know how quickly we skimmed over World War II? It was a day.
Yeah.
You skimmed over World War II in a day. We didn't talk about nothing cool.
Yeah.
It was just like, all you need to know, Hitler,
Stalin.
Stalin,
Churchill.
Churchill, and then you need to know when we dropped the nuke, and that was about it.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was just like, yes, World War II, and it was over in a day. And I just remember that was the most disappointed I had ever been as a kid. It's like, we're going to go on World War II. We're going to talk about it for days. Like, nope. We touched on it like briefly for a day, and we moved on. We stayed on the Civil War and the Revolution longer than we did World War II.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious to me because liberals pretty much believe that history
starts
after
at World War II. Again, the revolution and all that stuff was all a mistake. Again, history pre-World War II was a mistake. History post-World War II is our origin story.
Yes, correct. Anything that was, because we have to ignore the Civil War because we have to ignore the fact that white people went to war and died to end slavery. We can't talk about that. We only have to talk about post-World War II because there was still segregation and discrimination. And then the Democrats, which again, it doesn't make any sense to me because the Democrats didn't even unanimously pass the Civil Rights Act.
Yeah.
The Republicans did.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make any sense to me that they even like that too. Because if you look into history, you know which party ended slavery and which party passed the Civil Rights Act.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy. But, I mean, again, it's just the Democrats rewriting history. It's like Abraham Lincoln is up in the Democratic halls, of their, like, it's like, so when you have, like, the Republican Historical Museum and the Democrat, Abraham Lincoln is in the Democrat Historical Museum. It's like, why? He wasn't a Democrat.
Yeah.
But he believed in Democratic values. No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. Not at all. Like I said, he actively went to war against Democratic. That's the one thing that they don't teach you, Switch.
Yeah.
In the the Civil War, Abraham, it was not, everyone pretends like it was the North versus the South. That's just where the factions that's just where the battles took place, was between the North and the South. The actual war was raged between Republicans and Democrats. because there were Democrats in the North that were advocating for the South. And remember, Lincoln arrested them.
Yeah.
Lincoln was like, "Oh, you're going to be spreading propaganda and trying to like
suspended habeas corpus."
Yes, he suspended habeas corpus so that way he could arrest politicians and
seditious people,
and not just that, but people who were writing newspaper articles and stuff
Yeah.
that were pro-Southern or pro-Democrat and pro-slavery. And he was like, "Nope, not on my watch, y'all."
Yep.
And he immediately terminated habeas corpus and like had arrested people. Like he arrested a whole legislature that was not listening to him.
Yeah.
And again, that's absolutely insane. And we're getting way off topic. Keep going.
Anyway, we're gonna look at a couple of these little memes
Switch.
really quick. So this first one here, the Oklahoma House unanimously passes the Cindy Clemshire Act. The Oklahoma House unanimously passed the Cindy Clemshire Act, which would void NDAs in child sexual abuse cases and eliminate the statutes of limitations for prosecuting such crimes. Inspired by abuse survivor Cindy Clemshire, whose testimony led to the conviction of Gateway Church founder Robert Morris, the bill aims to prevent the secrecy of shielding abusers. So that's pretty cool that Oklahoma passed that. That's stops the statute of limitations, so sex crimes can be brought up.
Yeah.
And not
it basically ends. This basically seems like to me it's putting an end to NDAs, so non-disclosure agreements to where they settle outside of court or whatever.
Yeah.
Now again, the only thing that me and Corey were kind of talking about this earlier, seeing that how this could be a bad thing, would be men who are wrongly accused of something.
Yeah.
Which does happen. We know that this happens.
Yes.
So if a man gets wrongly accused of something and the woman comes in with the, just say the best testimony that's ever happened, and he's going to be convicted of this, he's in trouble.
Yeah.
Because everyone's going to assume what he did. But, but that's the other thing too. But this is the other part of it too. Is I don't understand why people sign these NDAs anyway. It's either you want the truth to get out there that this person did something bad to you, not settle for money inside of a courtroom.
Typically what's going to happen is it's like the lawyer who's defending the bad person, like again, Gateway Church, they had a really good lawyer, somebody who could let this thing drag out as long as they had to, versus somebody who's going for justice, doesn't have the money to fund their lawyer unless the lawyer takes it pro bono.
And then
so
their lawyer's
settle and take this money and get something for the crime that was again, because the money is basically them admitting that they did something bad, but you're getting compensated for it. But again, it's just a sad reality of the justice system.
Yeah, that money does talk.
And
that
again,
money does talk.
We're gonna look at these memes here real quick. So the more I watch liberal white women, the more I understand the Salem witch hunt. It's basically.
Remember, they had that day of screaming or whatever it was. Remember that? So how the presidential kids act and behave. This is one of the best things I've seen. The Republican kids versus Democratic kids. Look at your politicians' kids and see how they act around people. There's raised by Kamala Harris, raised by Donald Trump, which again, that's Kamala Harris' stepdaughter. Kamala Harris has no children.
Yeah.
She has no children of her own. So just think about that. She doesn't have any invested in the future, which is insane to think about. That's why I don't think that anyone should be running for politics if they don't have children.
Yeah.
They should not be in office if they don't have children.
They don't have.
They are planning on
future.
Yeah, they don't have investment in the future, and two, they are planning on dying in that position.
Yeah.
And this is one thing that me and you talk about all the time too. Is the Boomer generation refuses to retire. Do you want to know why we're in the predicaments that we are in? It's because the Boomers won't retire. They're a generation way behind now. It's time for the people in our age bracket, the millennial era, to be taking over these positions. And not the Democrats, these Boomers that are in these positions, which they are Democrats, surprisingly enough, with as old as they are, refuse to leave because I'm going to die at this job.
Yeah.
I will stay here for forever.
Yeah.
It's that's part of the reason why we're seeing so much problems of today. But
I will say this too, to make the there's a lack of purpose. It's if you don't go to work, some people will feel a lack of purpose. So.
Oh yeah, which we agree. It's what happened when our grandfather, when he lost his mobility after his knee.
Yeah, they just go.
Yeah, once you feel purposeless, you go immediately. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You'll go. But I think that's pretty much all we have. If you want to talk about? Do you want to play out with one of those comedian ones? It's entirely up to you. You don't know which one you like better. That's the one where we talk about slapping girls, and the other one's the fat girl one. I don't know which one you like better.
Yeah.
But you can choose whichever one you wanna end it with. But that's pretty much I think all we've got for today.
Yeah.
So
yeah. But yeah, no, we'll play one of these and we'll play the other one on our way out. But let's do this one first.
Hotter you are, the crazier you can be. Men will put up with it. But the opposite is also true. This is why fat girls used to be so nice. But then the internet and a bunch of black dudes convinced them that they were hot too. Now you can't even talk to one. Relax, bitch. You can't have an attitude and type 2 diabetes. If you're over 300 pounds, you need to be as sweet as your blood sugar. He's fat.
That's good stuff, man. That's really funny. And that's sad but true. Like, that's why the body positivity movement is also a really negative thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you can't, but again, what is the body positivity movement? It's lying to people. It's another form of lying. This is why Democrats are always about these things that are basically just lying to people at every turn. It's like, you can't talk bad about fat people. It's fat shaming. It's like, find me a doctor that'll tell you you're healthy at any size. If you find me a doctor that'll tell you that, I will take that doctor to court for malpractice right now because you're not healthy at every size. No doctor believes that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like, but yeah, it's everything about this ideology, about the liberal, democratic, progressive ideology is about lying to people, making people feel good for no reason.
Absolutely.
It's always undeserved reasons for them to feel good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much like it. And
well,
that's
and again, it hits on another greater point too. You know, it's like what she's talking about, these girls who are attractive, you know, it's like why do you think they're all jumping into this OnlyFans world? You know, it's because their women are like athletes, you know. It's like their beauty can get them a long way for a short time. Same goes for an athlete. Their talents
Athletic
and skills can get them a long way for a short time.
Yes.
But again, it ends quick, you know. And you better get your life sorted out quick, you know. Line up the dots, like, because I mean, what happens to most of these athletes? They become they're broke. They become football coaches, or, you know, if they're lucky, maybe they can live off sponsorships and endorsement deals with, you know, car dealerships or some type of, maybe Nike will sponsor you for the rest of your days.
Correct.
You know?
Yeah.
That's only as long as you're relevant that they're going to sponsor
but again,
you.
it's like what you just said. It's a short-term thing. Like women, you have till about average age, you have till about 30, unless you look like you're a child for a lot longer than that.
Yeah.
So you have till about 30 in your looks. And it's the same with a modeling career. It doesn't matter if it's an OnlyFans model or like a legit model. Like they are looking for, I mean, what was it? Like, I just watched it. We should have done that thing over at Owasso Park. Just made one about, did you see the one that he just came out with not too long ago about it's the pedo problem with rock stars?
Oh.
It was between film modeling and rock stars. Like they get these girls that are models that are only 14 years old, and they bring them into the industry, and they make them their girlfriends or whatever. It's like, and they're 14-year-olds. So yeah, you're dating, and they keep these things huge secrets. And like we're talking about everybody from, you know, the Rolling Stones to golly, I'm forgetting a bunch of them right now, but it was really good. Like I said, you're the one that turned me over to Owasso Park. So.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I really liked it. It was good content. But yeah, it's just like we have these problems, and the modeling career, I mean, if you could start a modeling career at like 14 years old, you have that long. You have till you're 30 before you're like, okay, girl, you're old news. And it's the same thing in acting. I mean, remember, like that's the big joke in like most of the industries is like, oh, once they hit 30, congratulations, you've hit mom.
Yeah, well, it's a lot. You know, it's like that story that I was talking about, that movie Species. You know what I mean? Like, that girl was the main actress who played the alien. She was doing nude stuff, and the only people, like all the interviews she did in the movie were going, what was it like doing the nude scenes? What was it like doing nude scenes? And she was like, I've been doing nude for a long, like it was boring to her because I've been doing nude stuff for a long time. Like, wait a minute. You were 18 when you did that role. What do you mean you've been doing nude stuff for a long time?
Yeah, good question.
So again, her modeling career probably started at 13, 14. Her mom was cool with her doing nude modeling before she was 18 years old. Like, what's going on? I mean,
the sickness of parents pimping out their kids.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no different than a what we talked about with Michael Jackson and what's the kid that he hangs out with? The one that did Home Alone. I always forget. Macaulay Culkin. He's like, yeah, your parents are basically abusing you. They took your childhood away from you.
Your parents are your pimps.
Yeah, your parents are your pimps. Your parents stole your childhood away from you, so that way you could be a pay pig. That way you could make them money, basically.
Yeah. Well, and again, it's like the girl that we're talking about. What was the name of that girl? Sophie something or other. Sophie Ray or whatever.
Yeah, Sophie Rain.
Again, she was doing YouTube before that. She's probably making decent money on YouTube.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, her parents didn't have any saying like, honey, you really should not do this. But the parents are like, hell yeah, baby, do it. Get on there, start OnlyFans and make millions of dollars. You can buy mom and dad a big house. It's like, what is wrong with you? You're again, they're the ones greenlighting. I mean, if I had a daughter, I'd be like,
this is
sweetheart,
poor parenting.
Anything but that.
Yeah. But this is poor parenting on their part because either way, it's bad. One, if the parents knew that she wanted to make the jump to OnlyFans, and she wanted to, and she knew that guys were soliciting her for risque pictures or like her clothes or whatever, that's bad. Her parents knew about it. That's bad. And it's also bad parenting if her parents had no clue about this, and she did this behind their backs. That's also bad parenting.
Yeah.
So, like I said, remember, there's a balance between the two. There's horrible parenting as in, I'm out of my child's life. I don't need to worry about what they're doing. And then there's bad parenting as in, I'm going to completely control this child.
To encourage this. Yeah.
That's why there is a balance between parenting. It's, are you going to be the snowplow parent or are you going to be the absentee parent?
Yeah. Well, and again, it's just really disgusting that there seems to be no pushback. These kids, it's like, because whenever it's like they all get on the same page too. It's like, my dad's really proud of me and what I do. Like, again, you hear all these OnlyFans moms like, my dad supports me in my decisions. Like, what kind of dad would support his daughter in becoming an online prostitute? Because that's what you are. You're an online prostitute. And again, what's the difference between you and a cam girl? Nothing.
Yeah.
You both have a paid subscription service. One is just, I guess OnlyFans is more prestigious. It's the OnlyFans of cam modeling.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what's that joke? It's like the OnlyFans model is it's a cartoon or a comic strip of a girl like on the computer. It looks like she's just typing on the computer. She goes, my boyfriend broke up with me because he doesn't like me doing OnlyFans stuff or whatever. And then it's the person typing on the internet back to her. It's just an image of a type screen, and it says, "Oh, babe, don't listen to him. Your boyfriend just doesn't understand your lifestyle. Now here's $30. Shove this, shove this thing up your butt." Yeah, and you're just like, wow, girls. The guy that's telling you, hey, maybe you shouldn't do that's the bad guy, whereas the guys that are paying you to do that are the ones like, okay, that's nice story. I would date you, even though that's the thing. If you're paying a girl money to be a girl, she's not ever going to date you.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the saddest thing in the world is like when you have those guys who are pay these girls and they go to meet them with their boyfriends.
Oh, yeah.
And you're just like, that is the saddest, most pathetic thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
You pay
Can I
to
just
go
get
to
one
a meetup.
picture with you?
Yeah.
And you're just like, ugh.
And again, but this is why Japan has such a huge problem too. Like they have idol culture, they have those little those fake groups that they form, like that Pink Black is a part of or whatever. That's Korea, but it's like they worship idols. It's again they worship idol girls. That's why anime is a big problem with that too. It's like they created the idol girls in the anime, and it's like one girl sings a song and then makes everybody change their mind about war. It's like way to go, Japan. You could have stopped World War II if you'd done that.
Yeah, no kidding.
But no, it's just so ridiculous. And again, it's idol culture. That's what OnlyFans is. It's idolatry.
Yeah.
You're idolizing someone so much that you're paying them to exist. It's like, again, it's not even a good or a service, and that's what they would have you believe. It's not. It's a good and a service. They're paying me to what? Yes, have a parasocial relationship with you. And again, that's what this guy that died, the OnlyFans primary stockholder did. Like he encouraged this parasocial. He is encouraging societal collapse.
And you don't think that there's a little irony in him dying from prostate cancer from this?
Yeah.
There's a little bit of an irony, I think, in that right there.
And again, they said that he was a devout religious man. It's like, my ass you were, dude. You cannot say you're a devout religious man and then basically
again,
encourage the degeneracy of society.
But it's like what I told you. Is like that's where the Groypers will come in with their complaints.
Yeah.
It's like it's because they're Jewish. They believe that they're the chosen people. So heathens can be the heathens.
Yeah.
That's why as I said that's why they'll encourage heathenistic lifestyle against people who are non-Jewish. But like I said, that's the point. Is like whereas that's why we're Christians. We want to stop everybody from being heathenist.
Yes.
We want to spread the word of the gospel and stop everyone from doing this heathenist stuff. Remember, if you're God's chosen people, and nobody else is allowed to be God's chosen people anymore, you don't have to worry about the pagans.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think that's all we've got. We went on way longer of
Yeah.
a rant than I anticipated there. But I mean,
Absolutely.
there's a lot to talk about when it comes to this, and like this is why it's so important.
Well, I mean,
parenting is so important
because this is what's leading to the societal collapse. It's what we talked about yesterday. So it's leading to the financial illiteracy of Gen Z.
Correct.
Like, they're not spending. They don't have good financial habits. They're not saving. Why would I have to buy a house? I can't afford. I'm never going to be able to afford a house. And there are girls my age that have $1 million because they showed their butthole on OnlyFans. Like,
Yeah.
I have no shot.
Correct.
This girl's never going to get with me.
Correct.
I'm never going to be able to get with her unless I become like her pimp or OnlyFans manager.
Correct. What's the two things that you see in a society that a society is like going to be like doomed to fail, or like you see nihilism in it? It's
When women give out sex
when women give out
openly.
sex openly, and when guys start gambling with their money, and
Yeah.
listen, and
And
that's
every
basically it is.
commercial. Like, I mean, when I watch Tubi with my wife at her house,
Every
like,
commercial's gambling.
everything is a gambling app. Everything is a thing. And then again, what do we see on Instagram? What do we see? Again, this OnlyFans stuff. It's young girls being like, well, this is the way to get rich quick. I'll be the next Sophie Rain. I'll be the next. Who was that? Who was the first girl on YouTube or whatever?
Oh, God.
the one that stuck her tongue out and did like the little, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, Amaranth?
No, the
I don't-
Amaranth is one of the big three that was on Twitch. But I'm
I
talking
remember,
about
but she started doing porn
Yeah,
after that.
yeah, she
I remember.
did.
I forget her name, but yeah, she was famous and like she just disappeared.
Yeah, just literally disappeared overnight.
yeah. I remember who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I mean, and again, that's what you are. You're just a flash in the pan.
Is that
No
she's the
one will remember
bathwater
you.
girl?
She's the
right?
yeah, the gamer girl bathwater girl. Yeah, it's retarded.
I typed that in. I'll try typing that in, but I don't remember her name.
It doesn't.
Period.
It doesn't matter. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. But she was the OG. Like she was a world class marketer when it came to selling OnlyFans products and whatnot. So again, it's the Faustian bargain.
Belle
Delphine. I knew it was Belle Delphine. That's right. But yeah, no. I mean, again, it's the destruction of our society. I mean, again, gambling is what's being produced. It's like Andrew Tate being a hero to men.
Yes.
Why? I mean, people like Jordan Peterson are better role models than that. But again, Jordan Peterson's not like a macho tough guy. He's more like, get in touch with your inner strength, harness your demons for good.
Yes.
But, and again, but guys, they want that bravado as well. And, we need somebody kind of like that.
You need
that's
somebody
not
that can do.
toxic.
Somebody you can do both. Like some of the pastors that we watch, like Jeff Strucker would be a good one.
Yeah.
What's your one guy? The warrior poet. I forget his name.
John Lovell.
John Lovell would be a good one. But it's just like they're family guys. Like guys who are young and single and don't have families. Don't look up to guys like that. They need somebody who's also single.
But again,
And,
you convincing our buddy that OnlyFans was bad is a great thing. And it was a great thing. Again, change it one thing. Be the change you want to see in the world, folks.
Yeah.
Be the change you want to see in the world. Because you know why that there are a bunch of women making dumb decisions? Because there's not any strong men to tell them that they're wrong.
Correct.
And again, nobody wants to be that. We're the unpopular position. Like the guy that says, baby, you shouldn't do OnlyFans because it's bad for you, and I don't want to be involved with someone who's doing OnlyFans.
Correct.
You're the toxic one. Against feminism and society is convinced that guy is controlling. That guy's, it's like, oh, you mean a guy that creates boundaries and is willing to say, hey, I love you, but I don't want to share you with anyone.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine if I was like, yeah, hey, Chad, why don't we share my wife? It's like that. I must not love her that much if I don't want to be possessive over her. She's my wife.
It's one thing that I say as a joke, but it's true. Is like there's two things in life that guys don't like to share, and that's their car and women.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
they don't like to share their car and women with people because
No.
that's their car and that's their woman.
That's right.
So they don't like to share any of that stuff.
No. And again, what kind of man would you be if you were willing to do that? You wouldn't be a man. It's what they collectively call a cuck. You'd be a cuck at that point.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm into watching other people bang my wife. It's like, dude,
Sickening stuff.
you're stupid. You're retarded.
Which is
man.
basically what OnlyFans is. It's you. Like, say if you date one, like I said, it's you getting, so at least you're supposedly gaking some of the money off of it from
No.
your wife. But like, if you know girls' financial system, it's like, oh, my money's my money, your money is our money.
That's true. But again, the fathers and the mothers who support this stuff. I mean, like Sophie Rain's parents. My God, you're horrible people.
Yeah.
You sold your soul to the devil and let your daughter become the world's most famous online prostitute, just so she could retire comfortably and her kids could cry in a Ferrari one day. They're really going to appreciate that at the end of their lives. You know, when she goes and meets her maker, she's going to be like, you were Bathsheba. You were Lilith. You were the men's temptation.
How many young men, do you know how many young men you led astray?
Yeah.
You know, that's the question that you'll be asked. You know, how many young people that you led astray, that you were actively and you knowingly were doing this? You know, that's the questions you're going to be asked at the end of your life.
And if you're Sophie Rain's boyfriend, like, enjoy sharing her with the rest of the world. Like, you know, again, they're in society and feminism is going to convince him, like, no, you're a strong and tough man for allowing her to do that. In fact, you're noble, honorable, and, you know, your kids are going to have such a better life because you were able to just, you know, handle her history and her background. It's like, no, you're weak. You're allowing a woman to control your life, man. That's pathetic.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I mean, like, all relationships are give and take, but again, at the end of the day, you are the man. You're the one that's supposed to be, you have final say at the end of the day. Again, it goes God, husband, wife, children.
That is the moral of the story of why in the Bible women aren't allowed to be in charge of things, is the story of Adam and Eve. The moment that the woman took control and was like, hey, I'm going to make my own decision.
The serpent convinced me.
Yeah, the serpent convinced me. He's like, women can be convinced of anything. That is the moral story. It's the same thing with that story that we told of the man that built the house and the fence around his property, and then the bear or the wolf comes in and tells her, the man built this fence to keep you trapped. It's the same story of Adam and Eve.
Yeah,
it's like,
the man,
God told you can't have this because this makes you as powerful as God. And just like that, the woman's like, that sounds great.
Yeah.
You know, that's the whole point of the story of Adam and Eve.
In Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life, he actually talks about this. You know, it's like going, when the woman eats the fruit of good and evil and understands, like, she cannot be with someone who's not on the same level as her. So she has to make sure Adam eats the fruit too. Because Adam lives in ignorant, after she ate it, Adam's living in ignorant bliss. He goes, I just know that I'm supposed to listen to God and do what he says. She goes, nope, you have to understand the world the way I understand it. And if you don't, we can never be together. Like, and again, ladies, we're not criticizing you as individuals. We're just saying there's a reason that 80% of women are targeted marketing. There's a reason that, you know, the vast majority of women are the ones who are, go sister, be tough, do this OnlyFans stuff, get your bag, girl.
Said yes. There's a reason why women destroy societies.
Yes,
because if women left unchecked, they have no accountability. This is the problem. Women have zero accountability for their actions. Like, if a woman gets us into a war, I mean, like, even the story of Helen of Troy, a woman brings an entire two nations into a war, and she doesn't get punished for it. She does not get punished for it. You know who does? The two guys that we're fighting over are getting punished for it. And all the guys that they brought to go to war with them. And that's what we're talking about here, is like women being given the right to vote. To send half the population has the right to vote to send the other half of population to war.
Yep.
And they don't have any consequences for it. Like, I mean, again, it's what we talk about with the whole Ukraine thing. I tell you how many women I saw back when the Ukrainian conflict first broke out that were saying, we need to stand with Ukraine. We need to do something. Send troops in. And I remember commenting on things. This was before I was even in the military. And I was like, you're being awfully generous, you know, sending other women's sons and daughters and husbands off to war. And they would just be like, well, it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. It's like, well, that may be, but considering you're not the one that's going to go fight and die for it, you're being awfully cavalier.
Your life
right
and your kids aren't on the line. So thank you for willingly offering up other people's sons and daughters.
So I think I even said, I go, why does your husband sign up for the draft? To sign up for selective service right now? Then he's just like, And, that probably would have made her think a time or two. But again, just like, well, not my husband, not my kids.
Yeah, not my son.
Mm-hmm. But anyway,
your sons are sacrificable. My kids are. I need them.
Yeah, I need them. Yeah, mine are important.
You're NPCs that we send out to do this job.
Correct. But that's pretty much I think all we've got for today. Is like, just wanted to talk about this and talk about how OnlyFans, the OnlyFans creator died. Just his very interesting history and past about what he's done. He's not a very good or moral person at this point. So, but anyway, that's pretty much all we've got for today. This is the Twins with Owasso Live. This was the Morning Loop. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you too can stay in the loop. And comment your opinions and thoughts down below. Let us know what you think of OnlyFans, and maybe we should repeal the 19th or whatever. Let us know what you think below. But this is the Twins with Owasso Live. God bless you, everybody, and we'll see you on the next one.
See you later, everybody.
Strength of a man.
Right. Yeah, I think it's good that we stop slapping bitches.
I don't know about that. There's a few bitches I would like to slap.
I'm looking at all these women fight men online. I was like, why?
That's why.
Yeah.
Because you stop slapping them, and the female ego is ridiculous. But I mean, these women, they literally think what they see in the movies is real. I'm not saying just go around smack random women.
Yeah.
I'm saying you start acting like a retard, you want to get in someone's face. All it takes is one smack to realize you're not as strong as a man.
When I grew up, I used to see my father hit my mom, and I hated it. So I was like, you know what? I'm never going to do that again.
And now your wife's out of control. We stopped slapping bitches, so they forgot that they don't have the strength of a man.
Right. Yeah, I think it's good that we stop slapping bitches.
I don't know about that. There's a few bitches I would like to slap.
I'm looking at all these women fight men online. I was like, why?
That's why.
Yeah.
Because you stop slapping them, and the female ego is ridiculous. But I mean, these women, they literally think what they see in the movies is real. I'm not saying just go around smack random women.
Yeah.
I'm saying you start acting like a retard, you want to get in someone's face. All it takes is one smack to realize you're not as strong as a man.
When I grew up, I used to see my father hit my mom, and I hated it. So I was like, you know what? I'm never going to do that again.
And now your wife's out of control.